there changing my voice. This video is about why I was raising my voice in the last video and why I'm going to officially stop trying to avoid insulting Donald Trump. The time for diplomacy must be over. Okay, so again, the reason why I have the elf picture on the screen is to help you understand that when you're addressing somebody who's far tougher and more respectable than the Black Panther, the son of God, the top martial artist ever possible, and you're an elf, whether you're taller than I am, heavier than I am, what have you, okay, or you're some kind of goofy person, whether you're white, Jewish, crypto Jew, regardless of what race you are, okay, first of all, no one can try to check me without looking like a bitch. You're trying to check Jesus? Like, what the fuck you think you're doing? You know what I'm saying? You're better off trying to impress a very smart, attractive female by headbutting a wall again and again as hard as you can, okay, than trying to check Jesus. You know, if you saw somebody with a stop sign telling Jesus, hey, I'm going to keep Jesus held up at this stop sign, at this detour, for an extra couple minutes and act like I'm bad, would you respect that person? No. Is that hitting it back harder than somebody who is at God's right hand? And if you think it's as simple as saying, oh, you don't know that, it's a matter of principle and the fact that the top martial artist ever possible does know that. You don't know what I know. I'm smarter than you. I'm superior to you. I'm superior to Donald Trump. I'm superior to everyone else on this planet. For many years now, I've said, make your case. If you think you're my equal or better, make your case point by point. They won't do it. They will not do it because their argument is less than a whittle bitch. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. They're on some sniveling pussy shit. I've been manning up to the fullest. There is no other way to look at it. So when we look at the fact that all victories are in principle, okay, you've got to realize that I've been very, very tolerant with these people. I just made a video maybe an hour and a half or 2 hours or whatever it was before I made that last video where I raised my voice about how, I know that they use technology to remotely sexually assault people and how they think they're taming them and stuff like this. I mean, look at prison, right? A lot of those guys get sexually assaulted, all those females, and they become some kind of hyper angry person. More often than not, I'd imagine. But they think that it's taming them or it's somehow good for them, or they're on some weirdo stuff. They're on some weird raise hell and create the atmosphere of hell type of weirdo psychotic LGBT person, psychotic Jewish person, crazed elf, crazed white person, weird mythology bitch shit. So you look at it, yes, I'm in charge. And I've tolerated a lot of bitch ass shit, and I've been very diplomatic, okay? But I have the keys to life and death. There is no getting me to change my mind. Where God has set the line, that's where it remains. We all die sometime. Donald Trump himself ironically said he'd rather die like a lion than live like a sheep. You know how fucking retarded you would have to be to go from that to America punches back harder than Jesus when Jesus is called the Lion of Judah and you claim to be a Christian and that the Bible is this great book and all this stuff? You know how fucking stupid that is? Now, I made a video where, I said that, okay, for the time being, I'm going to do something similar to forgive him. Not allow him to heaven, because you have to obey God through me to go to heaven. But I'm going to kind of, for what had occurred yesterday with all the sexual harassment and abuse, that for the time being, I was going to give him one last chance. They blew it within like 2 or 3 hours. They blew it big time. Okay? They had some guy drive up next to me talking about, my wife said that, she didn't want her horse to kick your car. So we want you to park somewhere else. So on this road, there's like 2 or 3 service spots, right? Like 3. Okay? And they hacked my internet in my house. And the one where it's a parking lot, people park there all the time. They dump things all the time, but I park there pretty frequently. That one is one that people park at all the time and has the best service. But they don't necessarily park there for the service. They park there for other things, right? And so when that guy rolled up in his little, his little ATV or whatever those things are, and he said, it wasn't a coincidence that I just seen in the news that Donald Trump was saying America punches back harder and so on and so forth. And he was basically flexing his private property rights. And he kind of was acting strange. He said, well, I don't want my wife, the horse to kick your car and to damage your car. Okay. And before this, there was some dude at Carl's Jr. who was looking under the hood of his car. My car has little problems, right? And he looks at me. And in the news, Bernie Sanders had been talking about how people can't afford to fix their car if it breaks down. So they've been financially sabotaging me, what have you. You can imagine that even though I could afford to fix my car, okay, it's very frustrating. Unless it's like a total engine failure or something, it's very frustrating. You know what I'm saying? To have people acting like bitches and so on and so forth. So obviously, these people don't want to go on TV even with a hypothetical situation, debating amongst themselves with someone representing my view, which is obviously the truth. You know, because they know that I'm right. They went out like bitches. They disgraced their families, their crafts, their religions, their groups, their offspring utterly disgraced, utterly worthless now. They don't want to even debate that. They can't go on TV and debate whether or not their offspring are worthless scum. Now, they can't do it. There's nothing they can say. Because everyone knows the principles are true. The offspring of the wicked are filth. They're trash. There's no way for them to be redeemed. They're garbage. They're disgusting filth on the ground at best, but they're not even worth that. They're nowhere near even worth that. They're just scum. Just fucking scum. I don't think you people understand me. I don't think you're hearing me. Too many people acting like an elf or something, playing some kind of role-playing game like an occultist, like a bitch. Too many military side pussies. They don't understand life. Okay, your offspring are fucking worthless. And you meet your maker when you die in fucking disgrace. What the fuck don't you get? It's like painful that you're so stupid. What don't you get? You have lost. You are bitches. Period. Dismissed.